Hey everyone, Gene Ginsburg here, and Angela, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited to talk about tech. I love tech.
Yes, me too. I absolutely love tech. I was actually talking to my coach today, and she was asking me about like kind of big picture stuff, and I was like, really, my passion is tech and social media. Like, I don't think I ever would want to be like a copywriter because we were talking about like copywriting. She's like, is that something you want to do? I was like, no, I don't think so. So tech and social media are definitely. There's probably a lot more people out there who are much better at copywriting than I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I like to copyright, but I'm not like a copywriter, right? Myself, I love tech. I love creating courses. I like social media. I like marketing. Yeah. I feel
Awesome.
you.
So today is Tech Thursdays. So every Thursday we answer tech questions as they relate to digital marketing and social media because there is a lot of tech in all that we do, and a lot of times it really scares new entrepreneurs, especially new entrepreneurs, off because they're like, "Oh my God, like I don't know how to connect." My Shopify to Facebook, or I don't know how to place a Facebook pixel. Actually, we'll talk about Facebook pixels because that's something that I had a question about. And so we really want to make things easy for you. Like, we have done all of this ourselves, both Angela and I, and everybody, and a lot of people in our community have done, connected a lot of things when it comes to tech and made tech things happen. So we have been there, we've done that. Angela's been doing this for 18 years. I can't believe it. Like,
Oh
it's like
no.
digital marketing has only been around for like 20 years, and you've been pretty much like
Since the
in
forefront
the
of it,
beginning.
right?
Yeah. And then I've been doing this for 13 years, so we're both very fluent in tech, and we've of course run our own businesses. So, anything you want to start with, Angela, before we jump into like Facebook pixels?
Well, I was just thinking, so I was in one of my masterminds just before this, and we were talking about like when you're moving from one system to another. Specifically, this person was moving from Coach's Console to Kartra, and really like all the nuances it takes when you're doing a system move from one to another. And I wanted to take that up a level and just mention from a tech perspective that when you're doing tech, especially if you're doing it yourself, that you want to give more time than you might necessarily anticipate. So if you're going through a training and they're like, oh, this is going to take you an hour, I always say double your time, just so, because there's things, especially if tech is not like your first thing, right? Like, I'm a tech person, but say that your first thing is like you're a coach for health, like health is your thing and tech is not your thing, and you're learning a little bit of tech to implement funnels or whatever you're doing. Give yourself a little more leeway because it's a newer thing, and there's always little nuances that come up with tech, kind of like building a house, right?
Yeah.
There's always things that happen, and so it will keep your frustration level at a more of a minimum, I think.
Yep, absolutely. I think, and we talked about this last time when I think during our Tech Thursdays, you were mentioning about Kartra, and we are actually talking about Kartra. So yeah, absolutely. This, typically it will take you a little bit longer time to to learn a new technology. So just keep that in mind, as you're kind of going along with this. So absolutely, it's a very good point. Anything else you wanted? Any other
No,
questions that
let's
have come through?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was just questions. There was little questions that I had gotten from that, but I think that really, I just wanted to share that higher level perspective. And then I think it's great to jump into Facebook pixels, right? And exactly how are they and how do they work? And like the tech question you had around that, Gene.
Yeah, so I wanted to share a little bit more about Facebook pixels, and I had that question, and I've had that question come through many times in my experience. And actually this week we're talking all about Facebook ads. And so the main thing about the Facebook pixel and like analytics is that you need to be tracking your Facebook ads, right? Because if you're creating Facebook ads and you're not tracking them, then you're not sure if they're actually working or not, right? So it's important to make sure that your pixel is placed wherever it needs to be placed correctly. Now, there's a few things you can do on Facebook and run ads without having a pixel, although I still recommend creating one. And that is, for example, like video views, right? So everything's tracked on Facebook when it comes to video views. So you don't necessarily need a pixel for that, because Facebook will tell you how many people have watched your video, and you can retarget them, or you can see how many people have watched. But if you're sending traffic away from Facebook to, let's say, your website, which is pretty popular these days, you let's say go to a page, like a landing page with a conversion on it, right? So either you're asking somebody to buy something, or you're asking someone to fill out a lead form. So whatever that might be, you are sending them off-site. And so the only way to track that is if you place a Facebook pixel on your website in order to actually track how things are going, right? So I just want to make sure I'm kind of explaining the background of this before we get into the details. Anything I missed before I jump in?
No, I think you got it right on the mark.
Okay, cool. So in terms of how you actually find and place your pixel, so things have changed a little bit in the business manager when it comes to Facebook. So if you log into your business manager, it used to be called Pixel, which is the thing you would click on, but now it's actually called Events Manager, and it manages all of your events, not just like your how many people have gone to your website, but it manages how many people initiated a checkout, how many people purchased something. So there's many different things. How many people have read your content. So there's many different, like, what we call touch points that the Facebook pixel can track now. So it's more than just like your conversions. It's actually the events manager. So go to your business manager and find events manager, and then you will be able to pull the code. And so there's now ways to integrate your Facebook pixel without having to actually take the code and put it on your site. You can now use plugins for WordPress. If you have a platform like Shopify, you can actually integrate that on the back end if you go to integrations. And most platforms now will allow you to integrate with your Facebook. So all you have to do is just like find the code and then take your what they call like your unique ID, and then add that to your platform or yours. So and usually you can find that under like settings and integrations. So for example, when I set up Teachable, we use Teachable, Angela and I, for our for some of our products. And so I went into integrations in Teachable, and it doesn't even like have you put in the code. All it says is like put in your ID, and then like everything automatically integrates directly between Teachable and Facebook. So I don't even need to like find the code or anything like that. So, but go to Events Manager and you'll find all of the details there, and you can create also additional events. Like, for example, do you want to like custom? They're called custom conversions. So for example, you want to track how many people initiated the checkout, or how many people fill out your form, or how many people purchase. So you can create these custom conversions for your website so that Facebook knows what to track. And that goes directly back to reporting, because as I mentioned, I think yesterday when we were talking about Facebook ads and objectives, right? Because part of setting up your Facebook ads is the first thing you do is you choose your objective, right? So are we doing video views? Do you want to track conversions? Do you want to track leads? So that will be all part of your reporting, because then Facebook will then track all of those things as part of the Facebook pixel. It's basically just a piece of code that like reviews what's going on in your website, basically, if you were to just boil it down. So so that is my long explanation about Facebook pixels.
Well, I think Facebook pixels are really like amazing. It's really interesting too. I wanted to go back to what you were saying about video views, right? Because one of the questions that I had before from someone and myself even is like, how could I advertise to a Facebook group, for example? Because I know a lot of people that follow us have Facebook groups, and how could you advertise to those people inside your Facebook group? And there's not really a way right now, but there is a hack. Speaking of views, right? So what you can do is, how Jean had mentioned earlier, if you have a video, you don't really have to put a pixel on that because Facebook automatically tracks that. You can create a Facebook video on a Facebook Live, like on your main Facebook page. and your business page, and then you can share that video into your group and then tag people as they come into your group to watch your video. And so those people will like be attached to that video. So that's a hack that you can use. So that's a new thing that I learned and have implemented, and it's really great because then you can use, you can target those people in retargeting Facebook ads. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting. We do hacks here. So,
yeah.
Sometimes we find things that are kind of cool. Like the hack that I talked about yesterday or the day before was like the the ads library. So if you want to do competitive research on anybody and any of your competitors, you can go to the Facebook ads library and find them and see what kind of ads they're running. So that's a hack. And then of course, thank you for sharing that hack about video views and how you can retarget people using in Facebook groups. So that's a cool way to do that because you can't really run ads to Facebook groups. There was at one point, I remember like 3 or 4 years ago, when Facebook was actually thinking about rolling out the ability to target groups, but I don't think they ever rolled it out.
No, I completely understand that. Yeah.
So cool. Anything else that we want to, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to add them in here under the comments box and we can review them live. But every Thursday we do Tech Thursdays, we do Q&A. So if you have any tech questions or there's something you were like, I don't know how to do this, or I've been having trouble with this, please, of course, you can do it live as we're doing this Q&A, or you can send us a message directly and we will answer your questions on Thursdays. But before we wrap up, I wanted to mention one other thing, which is I'm super excited about. Both Angela and I are super excited about because we are hosting a Women's Social Media Day Summit. So June 30th is Social Media Day, and we invite all women entrepreneurs to attend and to watch this summit. It's going to be amazing speakers, absolutely free. We have 6 speakers, and they're going to be all on the topics of social media. So we have TikTok, and Angela's going to speak about Pinterest and how she got 3.3 million views to Pinterest. And we're going to talk about Instagram and how to start a business. So we are going to be talking all about that on Tuesday, June 30th. I'm actually going to be on Tea with Gary Vee on Monday, because I was able to get on that, and he's gonna ask me, or we're gonna talk about that, the Women's Social Media Day Summit. So I'm super excited about that.
I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, we'd love to see you there. You go to socialmediaday.online. I actually posted that in the comment section. So go to socialmediaday.online, and we would love to see you there. Anything you want to add, Angela?
No, I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to do my talk on Pinterest. I think Pinterest is a great way to drive traffic to lots of different things, like a course, a blog. I mean, you name it, you can do a lot of really cool things. I mean, those are the things I drive it to, but you can drive it to other things. So I'm excited to share my expertise in that field.
Yeah, I'm super excited about listening to Pinterest because I actually am not very familiar with Pinterest. So I want to hear all about it during the event on Tuesday. So if you guys want to join us, we would love to have you there. It's absolutely free, and it's for women entrepreneurs by women entrepreneurs. All of the speakers are going to be women entrepreneurs. So we're celebrating that part as well, is that we're celebrating women entrepreneurs as part of this. So join us, Social Media Day, the Social Media Day Summit. Go to socialmediaday.online, and we'd love to see, socialmediaday.online, and we'd love to see you there.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.